Incredible story of a clash of civilizations from the amazing book, The Last Days of the Incas. Atahualpa was a pretty badass dude. He drank from a gilded skull of a rival he had killed. He had just had his half-brother captured and all his wives and children slaughtered, so Atahualpa was on the cusp of becoming the next emperor of the Inca Empire, which stretched over 2,500 miles and ruled 10 million people. But he had received word from his foot messengers that some strange men had entered the empire. Atahualpa could have had them killed, but was curious to see the giant animals they reportedly rode. They were also said to grow hair on their faces and had sticks from which thunder and clouds of smoke came. One of the strange men, Hernan de Soto, finally arrived riding one of the giant beasts, which we would today call a horse. At one point, De Soto bucked his horse, causing Atahualpa's guards to run in fear. Atahualpa didn't flinch. Remember, he's a badass. He agreed to meet the Spaniards in the town square the next day and quietly ordered for all his guards to be executed for cowardice. When Atahualpa marched into the center of Cajamarca, the Spaniards literally pissed themselves. There were only 168 of them and thousands of Inca soldiers. They were a 2-week journey from their ships in the middle of a giant empire that would easily kill them on the way back. A Dominican friar that had come with the Spaniards approached Atahualpa, demanding he and all his people convert to Christianity. These non-believers were preventing the resurrection of Christ, after all. In any case, the leader of the expedition, Francisco Pizarro, had a contract with the Queen of Spain which required him to convert any peoples he conquered. This must have been a really confusing conversation, as the translator knew as little of the Inca language as he did Spanish. Atahualpa took the prayer book the friar held up. The Inca didn't have writing, they only had quipu, strings tied in knots mostly used for counting. He had heard of these magical objects that were said to have the power of speech. He looked through the book and wasn't impressed. He wanted to get on with it. His plan was to kill most of the Spaniards, castrating the rest to turn them into eunuchs to guard his harem. He was also probably eager to march to Cusco to be crowned emperor. Anyway, Atahualpa threw the book on the ground, and that, the Spaniards decided, was grounds to begin violent conflict. The Inca had weapons of wood or stone, bronze at best, and armor and shields of cotton or animal hide. The Spaniards had razor-sharp swords and spears of steel, which could cut through all these, and they had their horses. These 168 Spaniards slaughtered in this battle or injured 6,000 or 7,000 Inca soldiers and captured Atahualpa without losing one of their men, thus beginning the conquest of the Inca.